What's up, peeps? I'm back. Have you missed me? I'm going to answer Andrea's next question now. So, let's go. Okay, her other question. I'd also love to hear anything you'd like to share on your perspective of life and how you've lived it. Another question is, what has been the greatest challenge for you? It has taken me, I tried to make this video twice already because I wasn't sure how to answer it. I honestly don't know my perspective of life. I've never really been asked that question. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about how I've lived life. And hopefully that answers. But when you have SMA, first of all, the doctors scare the crap out of you. That's the nicest way I can put it. They tell you, oh, they're going to be just a vegetable. At this day and time, SMA is diagnosed before birth. It can be if you choose to do the genetic screening, or it's, some people don't want to do that, so then it's found after birth. But if it's found before birth, the doctors, they really just want you to terminate the pregnancy. And a lot of that is because of lack of education for SMA. And another part of it is some doctors are just, I don't want to say heartless, but that's kind of what they are. They're just for the job, and they don't want to, they know what SMA is, they just don't want to treat it. And I hate to say that, but that's how it is sometimes. Even with me, I mean, I've got great doctors now. I really love my doctors. But I've had to have a lot of dental work because of doing my breathing treatments and things. It's really ruined my teeth. And I would love to just have all my teeth pulled and have dentures or implants or something, but nobody will do it for me. I can't open my mouth no more than that, because in most SMA people, the bones that connect the top part in your bottom jaw, mine, in a regular person, they have like a hinge that make them open wide and then shut. Well, our jaw is like fused together in itself. So we don't have that hinge really. Therefore, our mouth doesn't open that wide. So when a dentist sees me, they're like, no, we can't do nothing for you. So that's another way of doctors and things just not wanting to deal with you. As I've had one dentist say they couldn't put me to, well, they couldn't numb me to pull teeth. And I've had that done several times. It's never affected me. And then they said they couldn't mold my mouth to make my teeth. Or they did, like a year and a half before they said that. As my bottom teeth, the front teeth, they're a partial. I'm like, if you can make that, but you can't just make a full set, I was confused. But more of that story is they just gave up. So you really have to push through life when you have SMA, because people do give up on you. And I guess that kind of answers the other question too, about the challenge. Life itself is just a challenge. Now, me personally, I've tried to live it as normal as possible. I tried going to school, and I loved it. But back then, my immune system was a little more weaker than it is now. And I'd go to school for 2 or 3 days, maybe a full week. But then come Saturday, Sunday, the next Monday, I'd be in the hospital with pneumonia or whatever. So it had to be where I'd be in the hospital more than I was at school. So that was hard, doing school. But I did have some really good teachers. I was homebound, which is where the teacher comes to you. And I pick on the kids all the time, because where they're in school for 6 hours during 5 days a week. I lost my train of thought. They get 6 hours every day. I only got 2 hours 3 days a week. So it's easier and then it's harder, because you have to cram 6 hours into 2. So that's another challenge, school, but I did it. And for some reason, because of my birthday and things, I never really understood it. But I did first grade twice, which made me a year behind my original graduation year. But my 11th year, I actually skipped 11th and did 11th and 12th in the same year. That way I could graduate when I was originally supposed to. So that's another way of how smart we are. Just a challenge. You know, you don't really know what it's like to be in a wheelchair until you've been in one. And a huge challenge are steps. There's steps everywhere you go. Regular people, you don't really pay no attention because you can walk up them. Well, when we go somewhere, then we have to see, okay, where's the ramp? Where do we go in? Do they even have a ramp? And there's been times where we'll go somewhere and they don't have a ramp. We're like, okay, see ya. And we have to leave. And there is a law now where all public businesses have to have either a ramp or an elevator. But that does help. But not all businesses still do it, or obey that law. Because we went one time, it's been a few years now, but we went to see Taylor at Holbrook. And he's a country singer. If you don't know, you have to look him up. He's really good. But I'd been trying to go see him for a while. And he was finally coming sort of close. It was still about 3.5 hours. So me and Mama drove. We get there. What do you know? It's steps. It was like, 10, 12 steps. And that was just to get in. But then once you got in, there were like 2 flights of steps. And so I looked at Mama, and she looked at me. Now what? We drove all this way. What do we do? And normally, I check a place before we go, because I know a lot of people or places still don't have a ramp or whatever. But I was just excited, so I didn't even think to check. So there were some people outside waiting to go in, because it wasn't opened yet, or it wasn't time yet for Taylor to sing. And Mama goes in, and she's like, I talked to the people that were waiting while she went in. But, and hold that thought. That's another thing. If there's not a place, then the person, whether it be a child or what, they'd have to wait outside by themselves if nobody else is around, and that's not safe. But anyway, I was talking to the other people that were waiting. She went in and asked, do you have a back door, an elevator, something? No, ma'am, we don't. Why? Why hasn't one been put in? And it was just a hole-in-the-wall bar restaurant. And it was, I think they said it was an old building. So the city didn't want to modify it. I don't really So she come back out and told me what they said. And we were just sitting there. Now what? I guess we'd go home. There was no other option. So Taylor Ray heard what was going on, and he come outside. It was him and the one opening for him, Tyler. And they come outside and was like, "We heard you can't get in." "Nope, I can't." So they were like, "We gotta find something." So Taylor Ray, Tyler, the couple I was talking to, and a few other men, Mama took me inside, and then all of them carried my chair all the way up them steps. Now, let me remind you, this is a 400-pound chair, and they carried it up 2 flights of steps. Yeah, people just don't do that. And I have if I can find it, I have a video of them carrying it. I'll put it somewhere right here.
All right, a little bit more.
All right, guys.
Get in where you fit in. Okay.
One more time, y'all. We got one more flight of stairs.
You might break my head by this wheel, but it's okay. All right.
Woo! Y'all made it.
But I was very thankful for them for doing that. Of them for doing that. But yeah, that's probably the biggest challenge of this whole life. It's the chair and the lack of accommodations from other places. And especially like parking lots. Oh, I hate parking lots. I told Mama just the other day, there needs to be, I know we have handicap parking, but people who don't need it use those. And, we need a place that's wheelchair only. And it's not even the fact, we really don't even need it to be that close to the door. We got a chair, we can run. But what we need is the loading zone. That's what we need. Because the lift or the ramp or whatever, it comes out. And if you're parked side by side, a door can open. A lift can't. And it takes like five feet to open up. And people don't realize that. But so many people, I see it all the time, they park in the handicap parking places, and they get out walking. And it bugs me to no end. I'm like, why do you need that spot? And it's just because it's close to the door. But we need that spot because of the loading zone. Because we can't get our chair out any other way. So I wish we would have wheelchair only, not handicap, wheelchair. Because next time you go somewhere and you see the handicap parking is full, when you get inside, count how many wheelchairs are actually there. I bet you might see one, but for the most part, you won't see any. But it's stuff like that. Until you live it, you don't understand it. But hopefully, that's what I'm for. I can tell you what not to do to make a wheelchair user's life a little bit easier. But back to life now. That was the biggest challenge. But like I said, life itself is the challenge. And growing up, I played t-ball. I never really actually cheered, but I did have a cheer uniform for the high school. And all the football players knew who I was. That was cool. That was a long time ago. We go to the beach, mountains. We really do whatever we want to, as long as there's no steps involved. But it's hard, but it's not. It's really how you live it. You know, you could be in a wheelchair and you could be depressed all the time. It'd be super easy. Because you would think, oh, that's too hard to do. I shouldn't have here. Or, I don't know. But you still have to live your life and be cheerful and happy. Because if you wake up in the morning and say, oh, it's going to be a bad day, you're going to have a bad day. That mood that you set your mind to, that's what kind of day you're going to have. But if you get up and say, well, it's going to be a good day today, even if it's pouring rain outside, you'd still have a good day, because that's how you've started off. And that's how you have to be when you're in a wheelchair. You always have to find the positive side of every situation. And the other day, Mama posted a memory on Facebook. She had posted it 10 years ago when she found the picture. I was like 6, 7, something like that. I don't remember if it was a school picture or a church picture. I don't know. I can't remember that far. But she was talking about the conference and stuff, and I'll post a picture of what she shared, and you can see I can sit up. And back then, I was stronger than I am now, which that's what SMA does. You start out decent, pretty good, and then over time you get weaker and stuff. But anyway, she was saying how she wished that the medications were around when I was that age, because she saw how good they help the kids now. And if I did have it, I could probably still sit up when I was in that picture. But I've told Mama, everything happens for a reason. God made me this way for a reason. And, some people think, like, if God is so good, why does he let bad stuff happen? Well, I don't consider SMA a bad thing, because it can really teach you a lot. You learn who's your friends. You learn a lot about other people as yourself. And, but I'm getting off track. Anyway, I told her that it wasn't meant for me to have the medication back then. And I may not know the reason that I'm like this, but God has a reason for everything. Even if we see it as bad, it's not all bad, even if we think it is. But I told her that, this is how I was supposed to be. I don't know why, but there's been so many times people would tell me how I helped them get through something. And, I didn't even talk to them. But just reading my Facebook and being cheerful and happy, that goes a long way. And, maybe that's why I'm this way, to convince others that even though you think you're down and it can't get no worse, but you're really not. I don't know how to word it. God's always with you. I'll put it that way. Even if you feel like he's not, he's still there. And, life is never meant to be easy. And he only gives the hardest struggle to the strongest people. So you have to think about that. But, being the way I am is the reason I am who I am. And, my boyfriend told me one time, people can take this the wrong way, but I didn't. But, we were talking about me being different, like normal, not normal, that area, like a regular human. And he was like, I don't know if I would love you if you were a regular human. And he was like, you wouldn't be the same. And I'm like, you're right. Because if I wasn't in the wheelchair, you know, who knows what type of person I'd be. I may not be so cheerful and positive thinking, you know, but the wheelchair made me who I am, mentally, because I've had to go through a lot in my youth, and if I never had to experience any of that, you know, what would I be? Would I be happy? Would I be out here getting into trouble or whatever? Not that I would do that. That's not how I was raised. But you see my point. I am who I am because of what I have. I am me because of the SMA and the wheelchair and the surgeries and everything I've went through. It's made me me. I wouldn't be Kathryn if I was any other way. So that was, I'm not sure if that answered your question. I hope it did, because that's really all I know. I didn't want to say too much either, because I do eventually. It won't be right now or anything. After I finish this series I've been writing, I want to write a book about me. So that can tell you more of my life growing up and stuff. But I hope that answered your question. And if anybody has any more, I know this month is about over, but SMA continues. So anytime you have a question, just ask, and I'll answer it the best I can. I will see y'all next time. Bye.